My name is Steve Ford, and my rank is Machinist Mate Second Class. When I first got on board ship, I got on just before the cruise started, so I was kind of new with all these new guys on board ship. And I remember the first or second port that we was in, we was sailing around the world with another ship, and there got to be a disagreement between sailors from either ship, and I was impressed with how much you wanted to stick with the people on board your own ship to discuss the disagreement with the other ship and those sailors. So you learned that those guys are the people you're going to live with, you're going to be with, and you stuck together. Well, one of the first things that we did on sailing is, as you head south, our ship was based out of Newport, Rhode Island. As you head south, and we headed to Brazil, you have to cross the equator. So we went through the equator, and there's a large ceremony in the United States Navy that's crossing the equator, and that was quite an experience, a hazing type of experience that I heard the last guy say. When we went across, there was probably, like I said, around 300 guys on board ship. Probably maybe 20 of that 300 had actually been across the equator before. Those people are considered shellbacks, and the rest of the people have not been across are called pollywogs. So these shellbacks then through the initiation, and it was an extremely nasty initiation. One of the things I remember you had to do was crawl around on your knees on the deck and stuff, and you come around, and I had a guy, probably the fattest guy on board the ship, and he had his stomach all greased up with a grease, and they called it kissing the baby. And you had to stick your face right in the belly button of this guy, and they'd rub your face in the grease. And one of the really bad parts of it is they had a tube that was probably 20 foot long and 2 or 3 foot diameter, nylon tube filled with garbage that they collected for the last week or two, and you had to crawl through it. I thought that I would be real smart and crawl really fast through that tube, and somebody stood on one end so you couldn't go very fast, and somebody stood on the other end so you couldn't back up. And after the people had been crawling through it and puking in it, I had to stay in it, and they beat you they had paddles, and they made out of fire hoses, and they would beat you and told you had to lay down in it and stop in it and stuff. Got out of it, and then they had a celebration and everything. It was a nasty thing to do, but you weren't seasick after that either. So that was quite an experience.